how to do the Nazi salute, and his girlfriend was like, oh, this is so cute, 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 this is so cute. And then he took the time to just be like, oh, what if I change this into something a bit more evil and do it as a joke video. And before this, he basically had like 3 subscribers or something like that. His friends only knew about his channel, and then all of a sudden he's on the top page of Reddit, boom. And then what? And then it literally, somebody reported him to the police, and then this whole thing escalated to where he was actually in court. Now he didn't.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the James Rambling Show, coming at you live on Friday night. Tonight's your host, James Bay.
Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Show. You might be wondering why this isn't out at the normal time. Well, I'm probably just gonna have to change the schedule up a bit, because because I'm now going back to school basically every week now, because it's kind of sorted and I'm not going in on a couple days and it's not a different time. If that keeps happening, then I'm probably going to have to change this schedule to a Saturday night, and it's going to premiere on a Saturday night instead of like recording it on Friday night. Put it on a Saturday 12 to 1 a.m. and as you can see, I'm working at a different angle here, because there's this thing that I have in my house that my sister doesn't really use that much, and it's better for this, and you should be able to hear the mic way more during this episode. So that I'm just bringing you up to speed with what's going on, kind of thing, with my life kind of thing, I suppose. But enough of that sort of rambling segue into the show. So today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Scottish freedom of speech and why I think it's a very important value and a very important thing we should take into consideration. And this is not the first time I got serious on this show, because the last time I got serious was with COVID. But when I had the COVID and I did that sort of thing, it wasn't good. It was cringy. I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing all of these things that made absolutely no sense. I just ranted out of nowhere. I was just so sad, and it was very cringe. It feels like those videos where people just are so sad, and when they're so sad, they think, oh, I'm going to be so sad and it's going to be so cool that people are watching and that kind of thing. And I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do what I just did like 2 months ago already. So that's kind of insane. That's just weird how I did that. So to start off with, I know that was a bit annoying that I went on a couple tangents there, but I just wanted to bring you up to speed there. So basically, what freedom of speech is when people have the right to say things, and they're able to do things with their words, and they're able to do things right, and that kind of thing. And I think freedom of speech is very, very important. We should take it into consideration. However, there's another aspect to this that I don't really like, is how freedom of speech is basically been tackled, and it's been tackled in different ways. Because I did actually bring up like disinformation and misinformation and that kind of thing, and that way that's kind of like freedom of speech, but it's kind of like anti-freedom of speech, because the person gets censored because they talked about COVID in a different way. It's not our agenda. And I did say something about how, just sticking outside of the box and not to someone's opinion can be a bit offending. And if anybody gets offended by what I'm going to say in this episode, then you can click off and you can go watch somebody else. Or if you have an open mind, you can tune in and you can realise my opinion, and you say, oh, I disagree, but I'll still watch the video, and that kind of thing. So that's sort of what I want. That's sort of just what I want to get into here. So I actually want to talk about the hate crime bill. Now, this is one thing that people probably have no idea about, and if you don't know what the hate crime bill is, it's basically this bill where people basically have been jailed for these offensive things online, and it's kind of just how the hell do people get censored for saying things online, and the Scottish government has definitely went weird with this bill. Basically, you're going to jail for these things, and on paper, getting rid of hate, getting rid of this, getting rid of that seems good. It seems like it's going to be a good thing. But when you're trying to get rid of people's voices and you're trying to do something else that won't be very good, is a bad thing. Like, everyone should have the right to say whatever they want. Everyone should be allowed to disagree with the vaccine, for example, or whatever the case may be, because not everyone's going to share the same opinion, and that's just not normal. If people have to have the same opinion all the time, and doing that, just doing that thing where you're gonna get jailed for these things. And the one thing about the hate crime bill that I absolutely hate about it is the irony that it is a hate crime when it's just hate speech. And people say hate speech, but this is good, and that's contradicting what you think. It's not actually thinking about the logistics here. You're saying, oh, it's good to censor people, but it's not good to censor people, but actually it's good to censor these kinds of people. And then that just contradicts the fact, and that does that kind of thing. And I actually have experienced some anti-freedom of speech before. So basically, there was this one time when I was on Twitter, I was perusing Twitter, I was just saying stuff, and I used to use Twitter a lot, and I obviously know about Elon Musk and stuff like that, and him buying Twitter, and maybe Donald Trump coming back into the swing of things. But yeah, there was this one time when I was on Twitter, right, and I was saying stuff about how cancel culture was retarded or whatever, and that actually got me censored a little bit, and that wasn't good, and I just didn't like how that happened. Like, I shouldn't have been banned for that, because I actually used that word more than they thought, and then people say, oh, that word is offensive and yada yada yada. But I just think I was just speaking my mind, and I was just talking about cancel culture, and that's what I was talking about. And then they came in and they said, oh, this is bad because you just brought up cancel culture, and that's why you should be banned, because you disagree with cancel culture and you disagree with the hive mind and what the hive of the collective and the collective mindset of, oh, you should agree with me, and that kind of thing happened. And also another thing happened as well. I got videos taken down on TikTok, and it was very weird how this happened. Like, I don't even know why they took down all of those videos. Like, I did this thing where I went on a rant on TikTok about these people that are saying all these negative things, and I definitely have I have actually been pretty political about this sort of stuff, and I actually have been very political. I mean, I just don't get the fact that I was taking off TikTok, or I was just getting those videos taken off of TikTok and Twitter. But I don't actually use Twitter that much anymore, but maybe I might use Twitter more since Elon Musk is back, and he might actually be pro freedom of speech. And I've not actually spoke about the Elon Musk situation, but I think it's pretty decent that he's coming with the freedom of speech and he's doing that kind of thing. And so I just kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah, that's kind of like my experience with freedom of speech. And I also want to bring up this one situation of freedom of speech involving Count Dankula, and this kind of intertwines with the Scottish freedom of speech kind of thing, because he is Scottish. So basically, this one time Count Dankula did this video about a Nazi pug thing, and he taught his pug how to do the Nazi salute, and his girlfriend was like, oh, this is so cute, 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 this is so cute. And then he took the time to just be like, oh, what if I change this into something a bit more evil and do it as a joke video? And before this, he basically had like 3 subscribers or something like that. His friends only knew about his channel, and then all of a sudden he's on the top page of Reddit, boom. And then what? And then it literally, somebody reported him to the police, and then this whole thing escalated to where he was actually in court. Now, he didn't actually get jailed for this, however, it was a bit of an insane situation. Like, he literally was in a legal battle for words. Now, let me say that again, words. Now, this wasn't a case of him like murdering people or anything like that. But in the case with this whole hate crime bill and what I was saying earlier, they're literally gonna try and compare murder to this, murder to absolute words. Like, words are words, okay? People will be like, oh wow, James, you actually hate offensive words, and this will get taken out of context, and there might as well just be a time when I'll get taken out of context for what I'm saying. But yeah, just Count Dankula was a victim to anti-freedom of speech, stuff like that. And I just think that the fact that there was like this whole thing about banning misogyny in Scotland, like what was that about? Right? If a man was beating up a woman, then I'd be like, yeah, let's actually get rid of that. But if it was just people saying screw men, screw women, screw that, screw men and women, screw this, screw that on online, why would we want to ban that? Because that's people just speaking their minds and being honest, or not really being honest, but just giving their opinion on men or women. And that whole thing about how women are better than men, and that's the hypocrisy here, because men should, if we're going to be equal, and this is the whole idea, I guess if we're blending into woke, like, I don't want to get too into this, but because I've done it a bit before, but woke, right? We know that, just woke about projecting to injustice in the world and then saying, oh, I'm just going to backpedal and say this is terrible, but actually no, it's good, I actually don't support this anymore, and you basically just pretend that you agree with something to appeal to a certain audience or a certain person, because woke has been around. I say woke culture's been going on for a long time, and especially now that we live in the age of censorship and freedom of speech, anti-freedom of speech sentiment going around, and that kind of thing going around it's just very, very strange, and it's just so insane how you have a government that wants to control its people so much that they're gonna actually use some sort of way to do this. And there was also this one incident where there was these football players, right, who England was in it, with England versus Italy. There was this whole situation where these people missed goals, and there was black people who missed goals, and people were doing all these sending hate to them online, and that was like, obviously it's stupid if someone says something hateful, but the fact that the people just trying to like censor them and jail them and this kind of thing, like, what is the UK doing here? What is the UK doing there? Right? I just don't get it. Right? Come on. Literally, like I was saying, words. These are genuine words. That's all that's at stake here, and it's just very, very insane. And I have to say that Nicola Sturgeon is an absolute psychopath. Okay, I know I sound like I'm going insane, but I kind of am, because this is kind of a subject that I'm passionate about, or I just kind of know a lot about in a way. And I actually know a lot about this because of Count Dankula, because I have actually watched a lot of his videos around freedom of speech, and I did go down a big freedom of speech rabbit hole, because I actually never knew a lot about what Scotland is actually like in terms of freedom of speech and how it treats its citizens. But yeah, Nicola Sturgeon, I think she's a psychopath, because she's actually the First Minister, so she's behind this sort of thing, and she kind of supports the idea of actually getting rid of this, she's just so, like, so dumb, because literally this person emailed her, and then basically this person emailed her, right, and they called her a Nazi, right, and that's such a bold claim, that's such a specific claim you could call someone and say to someone, but literally she did that and basically tried to, I think he got arrested or something. There's been some absolute wild stories when it comes to freedom of speech in Scotland. There's been so much insane stuff, and this actually goes beyond Scotland, but because this is what it's centered around in this episode, I'm just covering that. But yeah, just freedom of speech has not been taken care of seriously. It's just saying that, oh, we're gonna get rid of these words and it's gonna be good. And like I was saying, yeah, on paper maybe this could be good, but it definitely isn't if you're gonna get rid of people and what they have to say. That's literally it's literally defeating the point of having rights and having the right to say things. Like, you should be able to say whatever you want, but no, we have to be correct. We have to be that.
Guys, you doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You said it, Tim. I'll do it. Sorry.
My dad just came in there. I was in the middle of that. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the James Ramble and Show. I might actually cut that out because that was kind of crazy. Oh, not really crazy, but my dad just came in. I was supposed to set the table. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a bit of a different episode, but I hope you understand that I couldn't actually make this earlier than it's supposed to be, but you should be able to hear my mic way more in this episode, so that's a good thing. Hope you enjoyed it and that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to leave it here. If you want to suggest any topics, you can do that. I might actually open up an email address. I might do that, I may not do that, and I was thinking about doing articles, maybe putting some articles in front, but I don't really need to fact check anything. Like, I don't really want to fact check myself, because I don't really think that I should be doing that. Like, obviously I should make sure if I'm wrong or not, but I don't want to do it all the time. I just want to get on with the show and talk about things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.